Hello, this is Brett Veinotte from School Sucks Podcast, and I'm going to PorkFest. Are you going to PorkFest?
This program is brought to you by FreeKeen.com. FreeKeen.com features audio, video, and blogs chronicling the transition to a voluntary society. FreeKeen.com also has comments and discussion forums so you can be heard. FreeKeen.com.
I'm here with Brett Veinotte with School Sucks Podcast. And Brett, I want to kind of get more deep into why did you start this podcast? Because I've heard about it, but I don't know why you started it.
Well, I worked in education for probably the better part of like a decade, and had become interested in the origins of the government-run education system as well as its intentions. The more I looked into it, the more alarmed I was, and I started writing these ideas down with a lot of different types of media in mind. The podcast, I had already been introduced to podcasting through a friend's show out in San Diego, Wes Bertrand's Complete Liberty, and I had become pretty comfortable with that format. So once I figured everything out, I just decided I should start putting these ideas out there for people to find them. I thought I could do the whole thing in like 10 hours, cover everything I thought was worth covering about the topic of public education. I think I'm like 2 days into it now as far as the volume of content, and not really even a quarter of the way done, so the show will definitely be around for a while.
I was going to ask you how you keep it fresh. I imagine there's lots of different topics, but I've also heard you talk about stuff that's fresh in the news, you know, whenever a student gets in trouble.
That's something that I'm thinking is probably worth incorporating into the show as well. I just started a new little segment or series rather called School News, and that'll give us a chance to pick up on current events and just cover them with the regular treatment of the show.
Now, do you market towards parents or do you market towards students?
I'm trying to market specifically towards young people. So either we're talking about high school students, which I'm really pleased that we're starting to find a lot of high school students, but also college students as well.
How are they finding it? How do high school kids find your show?
The reception so far has been very, very positive. I recently encountered my first student who disagreed with the basic underlying point of the show, and actually found his public education experience to be quite positive. So I just put together a debate with him that hasn't been released yet. We did this on Skype a few days ago, but generally the reception has been very positive, and I think that a lot of the ideas that are in the show, as far as coming from more of a libertarian or voluntarist perspective, that stuff is new, but the idea that school sucks is no newsflash for most of them.
All right, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
This is Mark Edge, host of the radio show Free Talk Live. We're on from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. on 68 radio stations coast to coast now. We're also on the internet at freetalklive.com. If we're not on your local area, check the internet, freetalklive.com.